everybody, it's Angie from Married to the Road. So we have an awesome video for you guys this morning. We did a Zoom video with Rick Santiago talking about the grassroots campaign that we're trying to get going November 19th and 20th in Washington, D.C. And so we're just trying to give you guys information on how you can participate and why we're trying to do what we're doing. So we'll have the interview for you next. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, so we wanted to talk to you about what's going on Monday and what you guys got planned, and just a little bit about Vodka for Chica, so we could kind of let everybody know what's going on.
Sure. So it might be Tuesday because I got a really important load that I've got to pull. So I'm going to DC before anybody else. I'm going to try to apply for permits. I want to get layouts of where, if trucks do show up, where they can park. I know that when we did Mayday, we left a very good impression with the Metropolitan Police down there. I have not the chief, but somebody right below him, like lieutenant. I have his cell phone number, so I'm going to reach out to him as well, explain to him why we're going down there. You know, last time we were on Constitution Avenue, basically the backyard of the White House. This time I really want to be in front of the Department of Justice, the FMCSA, and the DOT, US DOT. You know, what's happening, so, you know, there's a lot of speculation about Bogdan Verchirko. He could have stopped. He made some statements. I tend to, you know, side with, I don't know how to put it, what's right. You know, he's from the Ukraine. I don't know if he speaks proper English. That, you know, I've been interrogated once or twice, and I know that they can trip you up on your own answers.
Oh, yeah.
So that, you know, and people say let the facts come out. The fact is that the Minnesota Department of Transportation did not close the freeway on time. He was legally on that freeway. And if anybody's ever pulled a tanker or hazardous materials, there's certain routes that you cannot deviate off of. And so if he was on 35, that is a hazardous material throughway, can't come off of it.
Right.
Now, if you really want to get technical, do you really want to stop knowing that they've set businesses on fire, that they're throwing Molotov cocktails? You are literally pulling a tanker with hazardous material, with fuel.
Yeah.
If you watch that video, and nobody can deny this, you see people messing with the controls in the back of that tanker.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's to say they're not going to, you know, even if it's half full, half empty, residuals. All it takes is one light, and then you got 5,000 people dead.
Right. There's definitely fumes in there. Even if it was empty, there's still fumes in there. All I have to do is open it.
I mean, look, fumes alone, just the fumes alone, you know, that's a combustible tank right there.
Yeah.
And these maniacs, they have no regard for human life. They have no regard for human, you know, innocent businesses. One life, Bogdan Verchirko's, ain't gonna matter to them. I mean, look what they did. They're climbing on him. They're climbing. They beat the ever-loving crap out of him. You have a woman in the background screaming, "Kill his ass."
Yeah, I think that's what bothered me the most, is that you could see how much effort he put into coming to a complete stop, not jackknifing the truck, not hurting anybody. And then they
You hear the air brake. He's stab braking, and a professional driver knows what stab braking sounds like. He was stab braking. You cannot tell me that if he really wanted to plow through them, he would have done it full force.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He made himself audible. I mean, he blew his horn. How much more precautious could you possibly be?
Yeah.
He should have been praised a hero
for not hitting anybody.
Not one person. As a matter of fact, he saw the woman on the bicycle fall on his passenger side.
He swerved to the left.
He managed to turn to the left.
Yeah.
So to charge him, he's a hero to that community. These lunatics, they're not protesters. You don't protest on a freeway, okay? What we did in Washington, D.C., we protested. You know, when you're marching the Million Man March or the Million Black Man March or youth or whatever it is, and you're marching, yes, that's protesting. But to start, I mean, look, they stole his cell phone, and they released his text messages, where his text messages speak volumes. Are you going to go to that crazy city? His answer, well, nobody else will, so I might as well. So he gave that community fuel. He gave that community, you know, gas for people to get to work or whatever it is. He did that community a favor. So to accost him, he was accosted.
Oh, absolutely.
What happened to the assault charges? What happened to the theft charges? What happened to interfering in interstate commerce? All of this has been forgotten. Do people have a right to be angry? Yes. I'm sorry, but you have to pick and choose your battles. Take that to your politicians. Take that to your mayor. Take that. The mayor of Chicago put 30 police officers outside of her apartment so she can sleep at night. Meanwhile, around the corner, you're getting shot up and killed. How many people in one weekend? 73.
Yeah.
This is more than just one truck driver. Now, let's go back to your FedEx driver. People say Bogdan could have stopped. Okay, let's go to your FedEx driver in St. Louis. He was detoured off the freeway. He was at a complete stop. They started looting his truck. You hear it clear as day on video. Gun, gun, gun. What am I going to do? What are you going to do? What is the average normal person going to do? They're going to floor it.
Hell yeah.
And the way I look at it, he had his wife in that truck. He was thinking about his safety and his wife's safety, and we pull doubles. So we know there's no way he would have known that that man was on the dolly behind the two trailers. He was
There's
thinking,
no way. There's no way.
trying to protect
There's
his
no way. Now you're going to charge him. He fled the scene, and he stopped when he felt it was safe.
Yeah.
He didn't go all the way home. He stopped. It's sad that somebody passed. It is. It's sad that somebody died. I don't make light of that. But you can't charge the driver for doing everything humanly possible. He was detoured off the freeway, for Christ's sake. I think that was 70 that he was detoured off.
Yep.
Yep.
So, and I've been on 70 a million times. I know that freeway. So what's happening is there's systematic injustices within trucking. We want to talk about, racial injustice. There's a huge injustice in trucking. We are literally being hung out to dry. You cannot explain it. Elaine Chao, in a response to the U.S. Supreme Court, I believe it was James Lamb, who petitioned for her to enforce the Hobbs Act. And her response was, no, I don't have to, and I'm not going to be made to. So she is the queen of them all. She is the boss of all of the transportation industry. If you're not going to enforce the Hobbs Act, then who will?
I think
This goes beyond truck drivers. So what's happening now, you see cars, people in their four-wheelers plowing through these protesters that are jumping on them. You see a man. This is like the real life purge.
Yeah.
You'll see, an innocent man literally just trying to get home with his family. They had a baby in the background. And what are they doing? They're bashing in his back window with the baby in the back seat.
Right.
We want to talk about defunding the police. This is why you need the police. And I'm going to say this: if you didn't act a fool and break the law, you wouldn't have to worry about law and order. Those two words right there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to seriously push. I'm going to try to get Elaine Chao's attention. Attorney General Bill Barr, that I do believe the president needs to understand that she is not doing her job. That is an elected position. She is not doing her job. She is not protecting the truck drivers. And if Trump claims that he likes trucks, then protect us.
exactly. Do what you say.
Yeah.
Protect us. Now, I understand that Trump's got a million things he got to deal with. The last thing he's worried about are Rick Santiago and Angela Baum. He's not worried about that. But as a whole, if we it's almost impossible to shut this country down because you'll have to make carriers pick up the slack.
Right.
Okay. But I make up the majority of the trucks on the road.
Yeah.
So if we shut it down, this country, if you think it was bad when coronavirus first hit with no toilet paper in the stores, imagine if we shut down everything.
Oh, it'd be crazy.
It'll be the Hunger Games.
Well, I think that's the biggest
Yeah.
issue that the truckers have this year is, one, they don't feel safe. They don't feel like the government is protecting them. And I can't tell you how many truckers that I have talked to that are either retiring or just quitting this year because their wives don't feel safe and they don't feel safe. And we shouldn't have to feel that way.
So, back, I don't know, it was a couple months ago, President Trump signed an executive order that said that if you tear down a federal statue, you're going to go to jail for 10 years.
That's where
New York City. And New York, I'm looking at the New York City skyline right now. And if you attack a transportation worker, whether if it's an MTA bus driver or an MTA train operator, that's a 7-year bid right there. We cross state lines, so we fall under federal guidelines. We have to take a federal DOT drug test. We have to, if we're federal, then I want an executive order, and I'm going to push for this. You have no idea, that puts you in jail for 10 years if you loot a truck or you attack a truck driver in the commission of his job.
Yeah.
We want to talk about law and order. Look, I've been arrested a few times. Why? Because I was an asshole. I stopped being an asshole. Excuse my language to your audience, but it is what it is. Okay. This is a fact. We need added protection. That's it. You want to protest? Do that shit on the city streets. Don't bring it onto the interstates. Don't bring it onto the Loop 684. Don't bring it on the I-35. Don't bring it out down I-95. Keep it on the streets. I'm not even in favor of burning businesses. I am so against that, because every truck, your truck, my truck, any single person, that's their business.
Yeah.
It's a small business. Some people, this is our livelihoods. Don't take away our livelihood to help you build your life. It's just that simple.
Absolutely. And I think the other thing the truckers this year, especially this year, were so frustrated at was they didn't know what to do if they came across rioters or protesters. And when they go to their safety drivers or to their driver managers and say, well, what do we do if we come across this situation? Nobody was giving them any answers or advice. They didn't know what to do. So we've pretty much been left on our own, but yet we're not allowed to conceal and carry. So it's like
Elaine Child released a video, and she said that if you come up on a protest, stop, lock your doors, and call the police. How can you possibly call the police when you're pushing for the police to be defunded?
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
It is a joke. This woman is a joke.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get too much into politics, but the only reason why she got this job is because Mitch McConnell is her husband, and he's the Senate Majority Leader. Right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's it. She has failed us. She has failed to act within her duties to protect us. The FMCSA was built to protect the public from the trucks. Okay, I can appreciate that. All right. Look, and I'm the first one to say, not every single truck driver in this country is a good truck driver. You got your idiots that drive high. You got your idiots that, make an example out of them to continue to remind me to do my job right. It is what it is.
Absolutely.
But the DOT is not protecting us at all, which leads me to believe you're trying to weed us out slowly but surely so you can bring in these robotic or autonomous trucks.
Yep.
Okay? I'll be damned if I'm going to be replaced by Johnny Five. Do you understand what I mean?
Yep. That's our fear.
So, it's going to happen. If I can get 8 more years behind the wheel, hey, man, then cool. But in the meantime, while I'm here, and listen, I'm an hour from Philadelphia. I'm right across the bridge from Brooklyn, New York. I'm in a hot spot, not of coronavirus, of the protests.
Yeah.
So, you got to help us. I mean, the government has to help us. An executive order, 10 years in prison is all I'm asking for. People will stop. You don't see no more statues being torn down, do you?
Right.
So if that's the case, then leave us alone. Let us rebuild what you screw up.
Right.
Absolutely.
It's just so simple. You're a FedEx driver. You guys are FedEx drivers. You of all people should know. You bring everybody's laptops. You bring everybody's Christmas gifts. Like I told you guys over the phone a couple of days ago. You're going to be extremely busy this year with everything being shut down and all this other stuff. You're going to have more freight than you had last year. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
It's people like you, me, and I mean, countless other drivers that will continue to. This is going to sound really, really tacky, but it's the truth. It's me and you who deliver the ice cream to somebody's little 3-year-old girl.
Yep.
Favorite ice cream. You know what I mean? It's me and you who wear our stuff, deliver each other our stuff. At some point, some truck driver brought you that hat. At some point, some truck driver brought me my whack-ass New York Giants T-shirt. But the fact is we need to unite for one cause. When we did our Mayday call in May, it was because of rates. All right. I was really against the rates after the coronavirus dropped it. If we're essential and we can only haul essential items, why the hell are you paying us 60 cents a mile?
Right.
This is something totally different now. This is our lives. This is your lives. Your husband's a big dude. I guarantee you. I guarantee you that if protesters come up, he's not going to stop. He's not going to stop.
No.
This country has lost its fundamental value. When there's a couple in St. Louis, a husband and wife, protecting their home that was, that gated community that was broken into, this goes way beyond trucking. But obviously, I'm a truck driver. My focus is trucking. But this country it's in shambles right now.
Oh, it
absolutely
is.
is.
It's been the craziest year, scariest year.
Kyle Rittenhouse, a 17-year-old kid. Some people say he went to go hunt. I'm going to tell you right now.
Not at all.
He killed 2 white people, and he was white.
Yeah.
So you can't call him a racist.
It was self-defense.
It was totally self-defense.
Absolutely. And anybody to sit there and say he went to go hunt is an idiot. And I don't care if people unfriend me. I don't care if I'm not in this for followers. I follow one person. That's Jesus Christ. And Jesus is telling me to fight for trucker rights. That's it. Trucker safety at this point.
Yep. Us too.
Yep.
That's it. I just want us to be safe. Christine Summers was on the freeway.
Yeah.
She thought she hit something. She pulls over. She was murdered on the side of the highway. Her husband is grieving. I know. I lost a wife. I know that feeling. So we have zero protection. Do I expect an escort for every single trucker? Of course not. But people need to be made aware. As Trump signed that executive order and sat there and said, you tear down a federal statute, you go to jail for 10 years. We are federal drivers, if you want to get technical, because we cross state lines.
That's right.
Give us the same exact protection that you give a statue that will never deliver food.
And I don't think we're asking too much. We're not asking for raises. We're not asking for anything other than that. We just want to.
That fight is long gone. I'm asking to help keep me alive.
Yes.
Help keep you alive.
We want to feel safe.
It's just that simple.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. People want to protest. Look, you do what you got to do. Keep that shit off the highway. That's it.
Yeah.
The DOT needs to suspend the hours of service. If Trump wins, do you understand the anarchy that's going to be happening across this country?
It's going to be total chaos.
It's going to be total chaos. The DOT needs to suspend the hours of service indefinitely.
Yeah, I agree. I worry about it.
They also need to give, warnings. Hey, possible protests here. Avoid this area. Avoid this city.
Yeah.
Look at what happened in Seattle. Look at what happened in Portland.
Yep. And it's continued. Just the last few nights they've had protesting every night.
November 19th, November 20th. We're going to be down in DC. I'm gonna have my signs, and I'm gonna be in a suit and tie. And what's amazing is Elaine Chao is on video confronting protesters that were targeting her husband because of some immigration laws. Okay. She came out and she confronted him. Leave my husband alone.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're so against people protesting against your husband, then be against the people that are attacking what you're supposed to protect, the truck drivers.
Yes. Don't
pick and choose when you want to be a hero. Be a hero right now for the trucking industry.
Yeah.
She ain't doing nothing. Or they redid the hours of service. It's a joke.
Yeah. It's a temporary fix.
Pause your clock. They paused your clock.
Yep.
Suspend hours of service indefinitely, or at least in certain zones of this country.
Yeah.
Where it's going to be hot.
Yeah.
Philadelphia right now is a mess. New York City is a mess. You saw the video I uploaded last night. It's a disaster. So help these drivers out. And that's that, because what's going to end up happening is there's going to be a huge strike going back to the 70s, where this country hurt. This country really hurt. That's all I can tell you. November 19th, November 20th, Washington, D.C., I'll make the posts. I'll have my signs. And best believe, I really want Elaine Chao to confront me the way she confronted those protesters.
Absolutely. And the reason we should probably mention that the date's been changed is because they changed Bogdan Pacheco's date of when he's going to
Well,
court.
the other thing was originally 5 months ago, you guys saw the video. I was in my New York Giants jersey, and I was ready to storm Minneapolis.
Yes.
Okay. But nothing happened, and of course, we went on with our lives. Well, now, looking back on it, Antifa's waiting there. Black Lives Matter, they're waiting there. They want justice. That's what they want. If the district attorney is willing to charge one driver to please them, and Minneapolis lost half of their police department, we have no protection there either.
Absolutely.
And like I said, these protesters are trained to throw a Molotov cocktail better than any NFL quarterback. I changed it for you, all right?
Yeah.
That's the truth. That's the truth. So we would be a sitting target. We would be a target.
Yeah.
I choose DC, one, because there's more of a police presence there. Two, we left a very good impression last time. And three, that's where all the offices are. That's where the boss is.
Yeah.
That's
That's where we're going to be heard.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, November 19th, 20th, his court days was changed from the 10th to the 19th. So I want to run it consecutively. I know I'm going to have the media there.
Right.
And one of the senators who was or has a Class A CDL has said charging Bogdan Pacheco is ridiculous.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I talked to him yesterday on Facebook, and I told him thank you so much for his words of encouragement, because he's a truck driver.
It's just during this time of civil unrest, I've never seen anything like this in my life. I'm 43 years old. I've never seen anything like this, and I don't want to see this continue. I live in a fairy tale world. We all get along. We're all one race. We're all a race in accordance to God's eyes, and so it's just it breaks my heart. It really does.
Absolutely.
I'm still a man, and I'm still you can't attack me. You can't attack my brothers and sisters on the road. You just can't do that.
Yeah. So we want to let everybody know that he's playing in 19th and 20th of November in Washington, D.C. They can get a hold of you, me, Lena Danko, so we can give them the information, because we want to know who's going to be there, so we have a better idea, so we can kind of keep an idea of who's going to be at the rally.
Well, when I'm in D.C. on Tuesday, I'll do another video, and I'm going to do it in front of the DOT. I'm going to do it in front of the Attorney General's office, anywhere I can garner enough attention.
Yeah.
If Trump wins, number one, I would be grateful. Number two, we're going to have a whole lot of problems in this country.
I hear that too.
And it's not something I look forward to. And I don't know what it's like to quit. I don't know what it's like to turn the key to the left and just say, okay, I'm done. I'm going to wait. I don't know what it is. I don't have that in my heart.
And to be honest with you, a lot of the truckers in this country, especially this year, their spouses are out of work due to COVID. People's money is tight. They don't have the option just to stop driving because everything that's going on. Everybody keeps saying, oh, we'll shut down for 2 days. A lot of truckers don't have that option.
No. When you have the bank, don't want to hear that. When you got a truck note, think about it. When you have an insurance note, the bank don't want to hear that.
Yep.
So no, it's and I've never been in favor of shutting down, but I honestly fear that's what's going to come.
I fear that too.
If we don't have, and that's why it's so important to me and Lena. Lena, I'm going to tell you, Lena Danko has been very, very persistent on this. She said, I'll go alone. She was ready to go to Minneapolis all by herself. And it took me, a few minutes to just listen. Let's be smart. Not let's be smart, but let's be reasonable. And we have to weigh the pros and the cons. And finally, she said, fine, but I'm going to DC. I mean, that's Lena Danko. And so I believe that she is in this for the right reasons too.
Yeah. About it.
She gains notoriety. She's not the type to gain notoriety. She doesn't want notoriety. She wants her husband to come home safe. She wants to get home safe, just like you and just like me.
Yeah. I think that's the whole goal. We just want to feel safe out there.
That's it. All right, guys, I got to run. I got to run into Brooklyn, of all places.
Oh, God.
All right. Well, you be safe. It was good talking with you.
Be careful, be safe.
I appreciate it, man. Take care. All right, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.